Welcome, everybody. Any questions, comments, shares, complaints?
It's really quieter tonight, which is kind of nice. I almost didn't want to talk, but I guess can you share a little about your style of meditation? I noticed we didn't know introduction, we just went right into it. Very quiet. Can you share a little about your style?
I didn't introduce myself.
That's it?
I didn't introduce myself.
Because my mind is always, going. It's just very quiet.
Yeah. I set a reminder before starting meditation. Introduce yourself. Snooze that. Yeah. My name is Alma. I've been part of the Dharma Sangha for 10 plus years, and a little bit about myself. I'm a Reiki master, yoga meditation teacher, and I had the opportunity to take the train the trainer with the meditation initiative with Jeff. And when you ask style of meditation, I have to say that when I did the Dharma program here at the Dharma Temple in 2014, Ken Smalls, who's our, I want to call it OG Zen teacher around here, really made a difference for me. So I fluctuate between silent meditation, Zen practice, and guided meditation, because obviously with Reiki and yoga, it's a little bit more creative, for lack of a better word. Meta also works for me because it's all about creation, right? Creating compassion, cultivating positive or transformative emotions. So I really, really appreciated that. We visited the Meta Forest monastery as part of the Dharma program, so that really made a difference for me. But I think that specifically about Zen practice, what I appreciate the most is, like you said, the silence. Being appreciative of that silence and that state of equanimity, balance, whatever you want to call it. And also something that I always remember that really made a difference for me when it comes to Zen practices, it can be done in action as well. Meaning running, washing dishes, I make bracelets, I do a lot of arts and crafts, so I'm able to include my practice in that, creative state, and, also do it at my own pace, at my own time, without too much formality. I like the formality, I do, but I also like to be practical, and silent meditation puts me in that space of being able to accomplish what I need at the moment with nothing else. And did I answer your question?
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. So obviously, the intention here at the Dharma Temple is that we share different practices, and that's also the intention with having different teachers, on different nights, including myself. So I'm very honored that I'm able to share a little bit about me, and thank you for asking. Yeah. Anything else you would like to?
I'm just following a bike I have. I learned a couple of years ago practice, which I like, but it's a certain structure to it. It's not real strict, but something. And I've noticed sometimes I'm a person I get bored with it. I like changing. So I feel when I feel too bound by it, I gotta do a certain. And it's not to say that it's kind of my own structure, but just sitting quietly and not even having anything to do other than be quiet, and you're just noticing. And I was looking at my breath, and I was listening to sounds a little bit, but I guess it gives me more permission to just kind of be in the moment, whatever I'm at that time, rather than trying to be doing some more structure. But some structure is good too. Some tools like this too to go to.
Yeah, I resonate with that. And thank you for bringing it up because I think today, getting in the space of practice, I was reminding myself how seated meditation is all about flowing, not engaging, not pushing away, just being with whatever arises, creating that awareness. And like you said, it does gives you that space, that freedom to play and just be with whatever it is. And that's a solid point for me to keep the practice going, especially when I find myself rigid, in other areas. So thank you for saying. You had a question or comment?
Yeah, I had a similar question, maybe a deeper dive. So I do guided meditations and not so much silent meditation, but it could be using a noting technique or noticing the breath, like focus on the breath or visualization. So with silent meditation, I guess I'm trying to imagine what different ways, right, that you practice your experience, meaning I could focus on the breath, I could do body scan, but I do that a lot. I guess that's more visualization. So what else is there in silent meditation? I think you mentioned just kind of noticing the silence, just kind of being with the environment, but I feel like, the dog could bark and that could be a distraction. So I think there's more to it than what I think it is. And so I'm curious to see, or like if I am not thinking, I'm not pushing away conscious thought, but things will pop up, like a feeling or sensation or an idea. And then if I go down that road and sort of peel it back, am I still meditating or did I get out of it and become thinking,
You failed.
I said, yeah.
Get out. Yes. Thank you for sharing this. Yeah, it's interesting. My mind went to where's the gap, right, between guiding my mind into a state that I believe is the adequate, or creating, like we said, cultivating an emotion or a mindset, than silent meditation. When you were talking and describing both, my mind went to guided meditation sounds so appealing, right? It's almost like an entertainment that you can create, and then silent meditation, what do I do? It's like, where does my mind go? It's almost like looking for that.
An anchor.
Exactly, thank you. I thought guidance, anchor, and like he was sharing, that's why it's highly recommended. The top recommendation is follow your breath. It's almost like go back to yourself. Focus on your nose. Air going in, air going out. Am I meditating when I'm thinking about my nose and noticing the air going out and noticing the air going in? Yes. That is awareness. Breathing, body, awareness. So just even the body scan, I love that technique. We use it a lot in Reiki as well. And it is an access to check in, go back. Obviously, I was thinking during meditation, and I thought, oh, taking a break, going back. It was almost like you said, giving myself space to play, go back to a little bit of structure. So just by noticing your body, just by noticing your posture, just by having that awareness in this present moment, that is meditation. Okay. And the anchor, it is the breathing, it can be your body, it can be the sound. because you're following it, you're aware of it, you come back to the present moment. So that on its own is meditation. It's almost like independently and interdependently is the same meditation. I actually got to the second example when it was so quiet today. Look at me, I'm enjoying the silence. I'm aware. What a beautiful day. And then I lost it because I wanted to extend it. And then I come back to create another opportunity to be in the space of silence, aware of my surroundings, aware of my mind, aware of everything else. It's just a layer, version of the same thing, awareness. Even if you're focused on the outside or the inside work.
So let's say if you were really, really, really advanced, what would change, right? If everything that we just talked about is all part of meditation, and if you get really, really advanced, does it not change? It's just that you notice more things that you normally wouldn't. I'm trying to imagine like about the 10 levels higher than where.
Well, as attached as I am to the goal, and the research that I'm doing to justify what I'm doing, I do want a higher level of awareness, maybe a higher consciousness, create a higher version of myself. Those are really catchy terms, right? It's like, ooh, a better version of myself. However, the more experience, the less attached you are to the result, the less attached you are to your thoughts, the less attached you are to the outcome, to the dog barking. And you can say that if you are practicing non-attachment, which is the source of Zen or seated meditation, that as humans we just want to, grab hold on. And some of the things that we hold on are sometimes anger, grief, and ignorance. So, for example, here, if we're not attached, my practice develops to a state where, yeah, you can say that my moments of awareness are extended. But again, we're still measuring the result. And it's not a higher level of awareness, it's just a developed skill to be in the present moment. And yeah, in Zen centers, there is certain practices that require you to bring your level of structure where you're gonna remove, external stimuli and, face the wall, or maybe you extend your retreat from 3 days to 5 days to 10 days, and then you can discover what you're able to create in that state. But I call it a higher level of practice because it's still attachment present, mind present, thoughts present, emotions present.
Just the discussion, because the technique I learned was body scanning and breath. And I really like it, but it's just I'll confess, I'll sit down and I do it, try to every morning, it's an hour or two, which is, sometimes it goes fast, sometimes it doesn't, but I'll try it, and sometimes I get one arm, the hour goes and all I got was one arm, and I get stuck in that arm, and then I feel like I didn't do it, and I think, well, maybe I'm really good, then I'll get my whole body, but I agree, it's not about goal oriented, and what I thought when she asked that question, Harry, you, is that I think the masters, the people who do this well, they bring it more into their life, probably that's maybe where you would know, I would notice it, instead of going through my life and not reacting to things.
Yeah, and thank you for saying that. Going back to the point of being able to implement your practice in everything and anything you do is definitely a level of mastery that not only sisters and brothers at the monastery can attain. We also have access to all these practices, and we can achieve a level of mastery that allow us to be in a state where it's easier to flow with life. And that's why we're here practicing and dancing in the conversation. So thank you for your contributions. Anybody else? Any comments? Questions? One thing to remember is that one of the most recommended books for set practices, um, Beginner's Mind, the Beginner's Mind book. And that is the principle of this practice, to look at life as if you're doing it for the first time. So even in the search for mastery, consider that also puts us in the space of control, restriction, formula, trying to fit in what we think the mastery looks like. And it's all in the world of also exploring, like if you just were trying it and discovering it for the first time. So let's see if you can take that on for the next section. And you can tell me how it goes. Were you able to tap into beginner's mind?
I tried with the sirens. Just sort of like listen to it like I didn't know like what it was. What is that noise? And just be curious.
Ooh,
But it was very difficult. I knew it was sirens and I was concerned for whoever they might be after.
you had too much context. Got it. And that's a great approach. Beginner's mind for something that can be triggering or concerning on its own. It's a practice. You can even apply that when you see people, when you interact with people, especially the ones that you already have a listening of them. And it's not the greatest. So I'm gonna take that on. Now that you said that. Thank you. Anybody else? When we talk about beginner's mind, it also comes to the level of practice on its own, especially for the ones that get technical on ourselves and that maybe we try to do it in a way that it doesn't even work for our body. Because, my posture, I'm trying to be cross-legged or maybe, hands together in front of the heart, but I'm not comfortable. But I'm forcing myself to be in that posture. Even in those moments where you get technical on yourself, it's opportunities to understand that it's the same principle when it comes to meditation. Do not engage, do not push away. It's almost bringing the awareness into the situation because that is meditation on its own. Having your awareness of self in the present moment being one, that is meditation on itself. And I was thinking about your question because obviously one of the things that we express here at the Dharma Temple is that we are not teachers because we're not looking for students. And even though I mentioned I'm a Reiki master, I try to apply the same concept in the sense of assuming that I have a higher knowledge or a higher understanding that the rest that don't have this title. It's not in the world of attaining or attachment. Again, it's in the world of understanding that there's no separation. When I started thinking, what is the difference between me and a master? That he knows, that there's no doubt, that they know this state and they travel it and flow in it, and I'm still questioning it over here as a human that I am. Let me see if I can tap into this awareness. No, it's there. I just need to bring myself into the awareness. It's not an external thing that I'm trying to that I'm trying to attain. It's within. It's my Buddhahood. It's my ability to be in that state of equanimity with whatever I dislike, whatever I like in the same moment. And it was liberating in the sense that there's no need to know. That is the difference. For any, Zen master, there's no knowing. There's not even interest in knowing. It's just being. It's just practicing the level of awareness that creates that interconnectedness. Because it does create an impact and makes a difference. And maybe you notice it in the sense that, ooh, now the lights look brighter. Now my breathing is clearer. Now my posture is changing on its own, and maybe now it's easier for me to stay in cross-legged for longer, but it's all in the world of practice, awareness, and bringing self and the present moment to be one. And that is a beautiful thing. That's my message for today. Anything else to add? Anything to take away
It's I don't know, I just like to share something, because I think it reinforces it myself.
Yes.
And when I was waiting to inner wisdom, I think we all have that inner wisdom. It's the mind, the thinking, and all that stuff that kind of interferes with it. So sometimes I'll sit down in meditation with the problem in my mind, and then something will just kind of come up. Okay, or just see it differently. It's like it's there already. It's just in there, whatever we do when we sit, just letting it come up.
Exactly. And without that, I already know what I already know. With the curiosity, I like that you use that word, the curiosity of having that different approach. And there's an opening. Oh, wow. Life flows again. Yes. Those are the moments that I enjoy the most, especially during seated meditation. Where was that thought I was chewing for 20 minutes? It's gone. Liberating. Space for something else. Thank you. Are we complete? Are we ready for announcements? Carol, do you have announcements?
I do, thank you. I'll come to you.
Come to me.